Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello my friend. Today I will to present about formulating teaching, learning and assessment objective. There are two present in the group. I'm Sunita Saidam is the first speaker and Nur Aini Hoyluk is the second speaker. Okay, let's start with the first topic. Our first topic is defining teaching, objective, and assessments. The purpose of this chapter is to try to answer the question of the principle, which will provide a link between ICC definition and, in particular, intercultural competency and curriculum planning and evaluation. The advantages to be gained from the formulation of adjectives are those of comprehensiveness, coherency, and transparency, well as precision. The formulation should ensure that all aspects of ICC are included, comprehensiveness, that their relationship to each. Objective A. Willingness to seek out or take up opportunities to interact with alternates in a relationship of equality, distinct from seeking out the exotic or the approachable. The intercultural speaker is interested in the other experience of daily life in context not usually presented to outsiders through the media, nor used to develop a comical relationship with outside. B. Instead, in discovering other perspectives on interpretation of familiar and unfamiliar phenomena both in one's own and in other cultural and cultural practice. The intercultural speaker does not assume that familiar phenomena, cultural practice, or products common to the self and the other understood in the same way. C. Willingness to question the valence and presupposition in cultural practice and products in one's own environment. D. Readiness to experience the different start of approach to an interaction with another culture during a period of residing. E. Readiness to enough with the conversion and returns of verbal and non-verbal communication and interaction. Objectives: knowledge of about A. Historical and contemporary relationship between one's own and one's intercultural country. The intercultural speaker knows about events, significant individuals, and develop interpretation of events which have evolved both country and the track left in the national memory. B. The means of exchanging contract with intercultural from another country at a distance or in proximity of travel to and from, and the institution which facilitates contract or have resolved problem. C. The type of cool and process of misunderstanding between intercultural of different cultural origin. The intercultural speaker knows about the venture of communication and interaction in their own and the forgive. D. The national memory of one country and how its events and are related to the scene from the perspective of other countries. The intercultural speaker knows the event and their emblems. E. The national memory of one's intercultural country and the perspective on theme from one's own country. F. The national definition of geographical span in one's own country and how they are perceived from the perspective of other countries. The intercultural speaker know about perception of region and presentation of shared concept, character, costume, and regional identities of language varieties, particularly regional identities and language. G. The national definition of participant span in one intercultural is country and the perspective on theme from one's own. The intercultural speaker know about separation of Spain in the other country as they do about their own. H. The process and institution of socialization in one's one and one's intercultural country. The intercultural speaker know about education system, religion, institution, and similar location, where individuals acquire a national identity. I. Social distinction and the principal masker in one country and one's intercultural. The intercultural speaker know about the social distinction dominant in the two countries, thoughts of social class, ethnicity, gender, profession. G. Institution and protection of team with impact on daily life with him, one's one and one's intercultural country, and with conduct and influence relationship between team. The intercultural speaker know about public or private institutions which affect the living condition of the individual in the two countries. K. The process of social interaction in one's intercultural country. The intercultural speaker know about levels of formality in the language and non-verbal behavior of interaction.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Noraini Hoyluk. I am the second speaker. Today I would like to explain about skill of interpreting and relating. What is the key difference between a translator and an interpreter? The role of translator is to transfer written text from a source language to a target language. The latter should be the translator native or native-like language. The role of the interpreter is to transfer oral speech from a source language to a target language, and partially back. Therefore, both professional transfer language, but just a great writer is not necessarily an effective public speaker, and translator is not inherently a good interpreter, or vice versa. Each role requires a different set of skill. A translator needs some excellent skill like reading, writing, and analytical and IT. An interpreter also needs some excellent skill like listening, speaking, memory, and note-taking interpretational skill. Of course, there are certain skills which overlap. Proficient or native-like knowledge of their foreign and soul language. And cultures, specialist knowledge of one or more areas of expertise. These skill sets are not inborn. They must be thorough and assimilated. Unfortunately, in the industry, in teaming with people, the improvise the role of translator or interpreter using their bilingual or bicultural status to substantiate the claim that they are special. Okay, and you can see in my PowerPoint, ability to interpret and document or even from another cultures, to explain it or relate it to document or even from one's own. Objective ability to the first identify an ethnocentric perspective in a document or even and explain their origins. For the second, identify areas of misunderstanding and dysfunction in interaction and explain them in terms of each of the cultural system present. For the third, mediate between conflicting interpretation of phenomena. For the next, skill of discovery and interaction. Ability to acquire new knowledge of a culture and cultural practice, and the ability to operate knowledge, attitudes, and skill under the constraint of real-time communication and interaction. For the objective ability to, the first, elicit from an interlocutor the concept and value of document or event, and develop an explanatory system susceptible of application to other phenomena. For the second, identify significance reference within and across cultures and elicit their significance and connotations. For the third, identify similar and dissimilar process of interaction, verbal and non-verbal, and negotiate and appropriate use of them in specific circumstance. For the next slide, okay, for the 4, use in real time and appropriate combination of knowledge, skills, and attitude to interact with interlocutors from a different country and culture, taking into consideration the degree of one's exciting familiarity with the country, culture, and language, and the extent of difference between one's own and the other. The next, ability to identify contemporary and past relationship between one's own and the other culture and society. For the next, identify and make use of public and private institutions which facilitate contact with other countries and cultures. For the next, use is real-time knowledge, skill, and institute for mediation between interlocutor of one's own and a foreign culture. In professional setting, effective communication rests on ability to interact with others and to collectively reach understanding. Some form of professional interaction in intercultural communicative competence then is needed in order to survive most communicative and encounters where cultural difference is apparent in some way. Being accurate and fluent in a language are arguably insufficiency. Speaker of an L2 must be able to do far more than produce current strings of utterance. They need to be able to pay attention to the professional context, to listen and show that they have understood the clarify meanings, to repair, break down, and so on. Although this requires extreme mental and interactional ability, the kind of ability which will not be trained by taking part in typical language classrooms. The additional skills relate to professional, interactional, and intercultural competence are required. For the next slide, about critical cultural awareness, political education. An ability to evaluate critically and on the basis of implicit criteria, perspective, practice, and products in one's own and other culture and countries. For the objective ability to identify and introspect explicit or implicit value in document and event in one's own and other culture. For the second, make evaluative analysis of the document and event which refer to an explicit perspective and criteria. For the third, interact and mediate in intercultural exchange in accordance with explicit criteria, negotiating where necessary a degree of acceptance of those exchange by drawing upon one's knowledge, skill, and institution. In linguistics, critical language awareness refers to an understanding of social, political, and ideological aspects of language, linguistics, variation, and discourse. Its function has a pedagogical application of critical discourse analysis, which a research approach that regards language as a social practice. Critical language awareness as a part of language education teach students how to analyze the language that they and other use. More specifically, critical language awareness is a consideration of how future of language such as word, grammar, and discourse choice reproduce, reinforce, or challenge certain ideologies and struggles for power and dominance. Okay, for today, I would like to say thank you for your pay attention. Thank you.